Tuli mu Palamenti Joelo Ssenyonyi bisekezi ngono yakulya gavumenti ya Kyagulanyi kubye emmeeza ensonga eziriwo nga tulabe Joelo Ssenyonyi bw'atabukidde mu Palamenti n'ensonga nga zirambika.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable members, when a leader of opposition is speaking, you first give him time. The only person that can respond to him now on this side is...
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, as you did say in your communication, climate change is real and it's hitting us hard. When we saw the devastating effects in far-off countries like Dubai, some people thought it's quite far, but now it is right at our doorstep. Torrential downpours have caused devastating effects next door here in Kenya. It's reported that over 200 people have been confirmed dead because of the heavy flooding. About 100 are missing. 170,000 are displaced. And the situation is going to get worse. Here in Uganda, the rains are pounding, and the Met authorities have told us it's only going to get worse, Right Honourable Speaker. As colleagues are sharing, bridges are breaking, roads are caving in, and the situation is going to get a lot more problematic, Right Honourable Speaker. As colleagues are saying that we need to find a separate budget for disaster preparedness, I want to suggest that even before we move in that direction, let's set a proper foundation. Firstly, with the law, and I want to quote the Constitution verbatim, Right Honourable Speaker. Article 249 of our Constitution talks about Disaster Preparedness and Management Commission. I request the Minister of State for Disaster Preparedness to just pay attention to this issue so that she can respond to this House. 1, there shall be a Disaster Preparedness and Management Commission for Uganda to deal with both natural and man-made disasters. That's 249.1. 249.2. Parliament shall, for the purposes of this article, prescribe the composition, functions, and procedure for implementation of the functions of the Commission. Government, where is the Commission? Because this is the law that we passed. About 2018, I was still in the media, but I was following the happenings here in Parliament. Government was mooting the idea of a disaster management bill, but it did not see the light of day. It didn't come through. Is government still interested in this? Maybe we should bring it as a private member's bill so that we have a proper foundation. We get to plan. Because you see, if you don't plan, and then we give you money, what are you going to put it to use towards? So it's important that we plan. We need this commission in place because legally it's covered. We need that bill because it will help us. Right now, we want to deal with the short-term issues, which are important. Like the Honorable Kaya was mentioning, desilting and all of that. That's important and it is short-term. But we need to deal with the long-term. So that now, in a few months down the road, we are not here again trying to run around to deal with the short-term issues. Can we plan appropriately? Let's have this commission in place. Let the bill be brought. And then we can discuss the idea of giving you money when we know the docket to which exactly it's going. And then we hold you accountable. It's important. We give you money. And then we task you to put that money to very good use. Yes, Right Honourable.
Maybe before you continue, you could find out from government, could there be a problem with having that commission in place? Because it has come out several times. So we need to understand from government, could there be a problem? Why are we not having a commission in place? It's a constitutional requirement. Honorable Bua, that's a question from law.
Very important, because me I was saying bring it because it's legally covered in our Constitution, Article 249. But if you don't want it in place, then explain to us why not, and then the law should change, because otherwise, why should we have redundant articles in our Constitution? The reason it was provided for is because the makers of the law then thought it important, and it is important. so that colleagues will stop having these challenges and get to plan properly. Because finally, the water levels of Lake Victoria are going higher every day. I'm sure, Minister, you've taken note of that. So my worry is what's happening in Kenya could very potentially happen here in Uganda. How ready are we? That's important. We need you to point us in that direction, because maybe Kenya did not think it could ever happen, but it has happened, and it could very well happen here in Uganda too. How ready are we to avert such a situation? It's important that government talks to us about this. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Can we hear from disaster, then government?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker and members. First of all, I would like to note that we do have a disaster risk management plan that was approved in Cabinet in July 2022. And it was launched in September 2022 and presented in this House in November 2022. Right Honorable Speaker, I associate myself with the concerns of members. And as a ministry, we are trying our best to do what we can with the limited resources we have. Right Honorable Speaker, as you may be aware, on the 1st of March 2024, the Uganda National Meteorological Authority released the March to May 2024 seasonal rainfall outlook over Uganda and its implications. The March to May 2024 indicated a high chance of near normal to above normal rainfall, resulting into episodic flash floods, events, and landslides in localized areas that would receive heavy downpours. Right Honorable Speaker, we have already witnessed Belatuk, Bukedia, Bulambuli, whereas landslides were reported in Kasese, Kisoro, Bulambuli, Sironko, Bududa, Munyangabo districts. Some actually claimed lives. We lost 7 people. Recently, Uganda National Meteorological Authority released a 10-day rainfall forecast from 1st to 10th over most parts of the country. The heavy to very heavy rainfall events were expected over southwestern in some of the areas in Kigezi and Greater Bushenyi districts. In the northeastern, in districts of Karamoja and Teso subregions and neighboring Acholi subregions. Other areas expected to receive enhanced rainfalls are in Midwestern sub-region in the districts of Masindi, Kiriandongo, Kagadi, Kabarole, and Elgon Islands. The 10-day rainfall forecast by Uganda Meteorological Authority indicates that very heavy rainfall events are potential hazards, such as flash floods, debris flows, landslides. In addition, waterlogging, contamination of water sources due to increased surface runoff into such sources, and disruption of traffic flows along transportation routes, as some bridges may be washed away or collapse. An example are the bridges you already mentioned earlier. Moreover, these heavy rainfalls are expected to damage critical infrastructure like schools.
Yes, it is a maiden speech. I know her report should have been uploaded, but it is a maiden speech, and she has just been writing there.
The procedure, Madam, you are ruling.
Okay, please raise it.
See, the response the minister is giving, apart from being written, governed under our rules, if you're going to give a statement, is a response to confirm everything that has been said. The questions that have been asked by members require an answer, not just an illustration of how bad things will be. The procedural issue I'm raising, Madam Speaker, is whether if the minister thinks that it's important to give a statement like that, should not be given an opportunity to do so, so that we engage with itself under the rules.
She's actually making a preamble. And after that preamble, she will tell us that I've sent 20 tons of beans to this place. I've done this. So she's making a preamble to respond. Just make a brief preamble. We know the areas that are affected.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I thought I would use the opportunity to highlight the country on some of the key issues which are expected and authoritatively present them to the House, because I needed to refer to some of the data and we don't misquote some of it. But however, I can go straight to some of the issues which are raised. And one of them were already about the issue of having a disaster risk management plan, which I noted earlier that we do have it. And there are some issues which are raised by the LOB about the issues of having the disaster bill presented. That is underway. We are working on it and soon we'll be bringing it to the House. On the issues of the lightening that one of the members talked about.
Honorable, is it a bill or the commission?
The commission is a different one. He talked
Then
about the
the bill.
disaster bill and then the commission. The commission, from the short time I've been at office, we have not had a discussion, but I'll follow it up as a concern that I picked from the House and discuss with the Office of the Prime Minister, and we'll be able to report back to the House after a discussion. Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, as a Minister for Disaster, we are very ready to respond and on time, as you know, Right Honorable Speaker. But we are constrained by the limited
matter.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I remember in 2021, the then Deputy Speaker, who is now the current Speaker, did direct government on the floor here, those who were here and recall so well, did direct government to actually establish the Disaster Management Commission as provided for in the Constitution. It was in 2021. And I recall, Right Honorable Speaker, by then you were Deputy Speaker, there was an undertaking from the executive that they would come back in the House and report that the commission had been established. Right Honorable Speaker, are we proceeding well when we continuously raise the same issue and there's actually no response from government?
Government, let's first say on the commission.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My brother Sumani has kind of put me in a corner on that. It's 29 years since the promulgation of the Constitution, and this commission has not been put in place. The unfortunate bit is that the voices are coming up at a time when we are rationalizing. So we need to do a thorough assessment of ourselves as the executive.
How do you rationalize what is not there?
Maybe I should be a little more clear. I'm saying you are raising the voices at the time a number of government institutions are being rationalized. The undertaking I can make is that we shall bring this to the attention of the powers that be. Most important thing that a study needs to be done on the necessity for this commission.
The framers of this constitution, did they understand why we needed this commission?
I do understand that the framers at the time may have deemed it fit, but it has not been in place for 29 years. So that's why the law is not cast in stone. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to commit that we will come back to this House and report on this matter.
When are you coming back to give us a response?
In 3 weeks' time, Right Honorable Speaker.
3 weeks?
Yes, Right.
No, I want to give you 1 week.
Okay, I'll take that, Right Honorable Speaker.
Because in the 3 weeks, we shall be in the next session. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker, since 2018, we had tasked ourselves to establish the Climate Change Act, the Wetlands Act, and the Disaster Management Act. But the two stalled, and we anticipated that in the Disaster Management Act, that is where we would put the commission. And now that the bill stalled, it may be difficult for us. We are just beginning to chop small things. When you talk of the plan and then talk of the commission, it means we are killing the other efforts of establishing the Disaster Management Act, Right Honorable Speaker. So I pray that my minister first tracks the establishment, because I had even established the principles of the bill, and that is where we shall now be putting the urgent issues.
Thank you. Can you finish, Honorable Abbe?
Just to conclude, Right Honorable Speaker.
I've seen Nathan.
Right Honorable Speaker, I only need support from this House in terms of funding if I am to respond to the issues of disasters in this country. We need a budget. We can't do anything as a ministry if we don't have the budget. So far, I have requests from members, over 30 from 30 districts, and we are not able to do much, Right Honorable Speaker. I would request this House to support the ministry with the relevant funding. Then we'll be able to respond. I'll physically be in their constituencies to address.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Allow me give information.
Honorable members, much as we are here lamenting, there is no money. And we need to provide money for that. But we are happy that you're now there. Next item.
Item 3, bill second reading.
Honorable members, we stood over bill.
Mubiwulidde bulungi Joel Ssenyonyi Twamufuna Omuliro ku mbeera y'obutonde bw'ensi, ku mbeera y'amakubo agafa olw'enkuba efudde emba, nnyanja amazzi geeyongedde, naye ng'ekiviiriddeko ekyo kuba nti entobazi zisaanyiziddwawo, kati amazzi tegakyalina we gasengejezebwa, tegakyalina agamu we gabeera, gonna gadduka gagenda mu nnyanja, erina okukubako bweti, ate bwejjula esalawo kwonoona ntindo, esalawo kwonoona makubo. Kati nno tulina okweteekateeka, naye okweteekateeka bagamba okweteekateeka, ensimbi bazibawa tebazikozesa, ate ne bye baba bagamba constitution ne bagamba okukola basobole okuba nga babawo kye bakola olw'ebigwa tebiraze, akakiiko ako tekateekebwawo. Joel Ssenyonyi Omuliro agusindiseemu n'oyira nno bwe bapalapalanya wano na wali. Naye katulinde biki byonna binaabaawo ekinaaba kizze nga tujja kuba tulaba biki ebinaaba biddako, ffe we tuli okubibategeeza mwenna okusinziira gye musinziira. ffe tuli nammwe tubeebaza era mbaagala nnyo mwenna abaliko mwebale kubaako n'okutwagala tugobereranga Dunda Lugaba Namugereka kitaffe oyo Kabamba ggulu Namugereka bwe nsaba abankuumire tujja kuba tuddamu nga tubigamba ebigambo abatayi mweraba.